Minor Rights Foundation, we work to protect and advance every child's right to education, safety, privacy, and expression. Guided by the UNCRC, we create innovative solutions and advocacy that ensure lasting progress and sustainability.
Welcome. Child safety is a shared responsibility, a circle of safety built in layers. In this lesson, we'll start with the foundational role of parents, covering practical steps like using bright clothing and setting meeting points to keep kids safe in crowds. We will then expand to the organizer's responsibility, debunking the myth of the Stampede and detailing their legal duty to prevent crowd crushes through proactive planning. We'll examine the role of politicians in creating systemic change through policy and conclude by learning how to recognize and respond to child trauma, because safety is both physical and psychological. Let's begin building this circle together. This introductory slide sets the stage by acknowledging the valid fears parents have about child safety in public spaces, citing statistics that 34% of active missing person cases are juveniles. It immediately pivots to an empowering message that proactive safety measures enable children's growth and development by allowing them to have diverse experiences safely. It frames the subsequent slides as a practical guide for parents. This slide focuses on actionable steps parents can take before leaving home. It details practical strategies like dressing children in highly visible neon colors, taking a day-of photo for reference, and the critical importance of establishing a clear, memorable meeting place. It also emphasizes teaching children their contact information, noting that reliance on phones can lead to them not memorizing this vital data. This slide covers the physical tools parents can use in crowded environments. It discusses the use of strollers for young children who tire easily, preventing them from lagging behind and getting lost. It also addresses child leashes, recommending the backpack harness style for balance and noting their particular benefit for children with developmental disabilities. For older children, the utility of smartphones with family tracker apps is highlighted as a modern tool for real-time location monitoring. This crucial slide debunks the common misconception of a stampede, explaining that the term incorrectly blames victims for behaving irrationally. It clarifies that crowd collapses and crushes are products of organizational failure, poor planning, and mismanagement. The core message is that these disasters are preventable and that responsibility lies with the organizers. This slide delves into the physics of crowd safety. It explains the critical concept of crowd density, noting that risk escalates dramatically when it exceeds 5 people per square meter, at which point a crowd can behave like a fluid. It visualizes how funneling crowds into confined spaces leads to crushes and asphyxiation, emphasizing that simple management strategies can prevent these outcomes. This slide introduces a formal, structured approach to event safety, using the Cambridgeshire guidance as a best practice model. It outlines the necessity of a strategic management structure, including the appointment of a children's safeguarding coordinator at a management level to oversee all child protection systems and conduct risk assessments. This establishes a clear line of accountability. Following the framework, this slide details the operational implementation. It covers the need for designated and trained children's safeguarders, or leads, at the event level to monitor risks. It also emphasizes mandatory vetting, like DBS checks, for any staff with supervisory contact with children, and the importance of establishing and clearly publicizing a lost children point and a place of safety for vulnerable young people. This slide shifts the focus from event-specific measures to a broader systemic approach. It introduces contextual safeguarding, which recognizes that harm often occurs in specific environments outside the home, like peer groups, schools, and online spaces. The principle is to make these contexts safer for everyone rather than focusing solely on individual interventions. This slide highlights the critical role of politicians and legislation. It uses the draft of Gujarat State Child Protection Policy as a prime example of a robust legal framework. Key provisions to emphasize are the mandate for all organizations to develop their own child protection policies, designate a child safety officer, and operate on a principle of zero tolerance of child abuse and exploitation. This slide explains that effective safeguarding cannot be done in silos. It calls for interdepartmental and multi-sectoral convergence to ensure accountability. Strategic leaders must engage a wide range of partners, including schools, community groups, local businesses, law enforcement, and transport providers, to collaboratively create safer spaces for young people. This slide begins a detailed, age-specific look at trauma responses. For preschoolers, it highlights that they may regress to earlier behaviors like bedwetting or thumb-sucking. Other signs include becoming clingy, developing fears of strangers, darkness, and showing changes in eating or sleeping habits. The goal is to help parents and educators identify these nonverbal cues. This slide focuses on early childhood, where trauma can manifest as social withdrawal from friends, a drop in school performance, or increased aggression. Children in this age group may also find it hard to concentrate or may revert to more childish behaviors, like asking to be dressed or fed. This slide addresses the complex ways trauma appears in teenagers. It notes that adolescents may resist authority, withdraw from family, abandon responsibilities, or engage in high-risk behaviors like substance use. Older teens, in particular, may deny their reactions to feel normal among their peers. This slide provides concrete, actionable advice for parents and caregivers on how to support a traumatized child. The central message is that reassurance is key. This includes physical comfort like cuddling, answering questions honestly without dwelling on frightening details, and maintaining normal routines to restore a sense of security. Encouraging expression through talking, writing, or art is also a vital tool. The final slide addresses the necessity of professional intervention. It states clearly that for some children, more active interventions are required, especially if they were directly affected by the event. It mentions that family counseling can be beneficial, as parents often have their own unacknowledged fears. The slide serves to destigmatize seeking professional help and provides a call to action for ensuring mental health support systems are in place. Today, we've mapped the circle of safety, showing how each layer is essential. We started with the proactive measures parents can take, reinforced by the legal duties of organizers to manage events safely. We saw how politicians must build a robust policy framework to protect all children systemically. Finally, we learned that true safety includes compassionate post-trauma support to heal invisible wounds. Remember, no single layer is enough. It is only when parents, organizers, and policymakers work together that we create a truly safe environment where every child can thrive. Thank you.